I'm going to talk to you today a little bit about some of our offerings at Arms of America, and also a little about the exciting evolution of the Polish AK throughout the generations. The first thing I'm going to talk about here is our KBK model 1960. So we purchased these rifles as parts kits overseas. We won a military auction for them, and we got these things in, and we started just selling them as parts kits, but we had a lot of customers contacted us saying, hey, can you help us build it up? We need to get the proper receiver, we need to get the proper barrel. So we reached out to Tortord, we collaborated with them, and we actually started sending them the serial numbers of our parts kits, and they were actually able to produce the serial numbers to match the kits and also the years. Go ahead and pick this up and show it to you here. So you can see this actually matches the original parts kit year. And we decided to offer these in several configurations. For some customers that have their own builder or want to build it themselves, we can just sell it to you as right as a do-it-yourself build. We'll send you the barrel, the receiver, and the parts kit. We give a discount that way. We subtract $100 off the order if you just decide to receive all the parts from us and build it yourself. Or if you wish to go ahead and have us build it as a barreled action, you have to wait at that point 3 to 6 months, but that only adds an extra $100 onto the price. It starts at about $11.99 to get this built as a barreled action from us. And the hardwood is $12.99, the laminate is $11.99. And what a barreled action is essentially, it's a full build. We build the entire thing up, but we leave the trigger group out of it. So it'll come with no trigger group, which you'll have to install yourselves. And then we'll also leave the furniture off it as well and ship it separately. So you'll have to put the furniture on. And then for some people that just want to get it out of the box, already test fired, ready to go, for $300 extra, you can buy it as a full complete build just like this, have the furniture already installed, the trigger group and everything. And little background about this. This is the Polish KBK model 1960. This was the first AK-47 that Poland produced under the Soviet Union, and they were very high quality. The receivers are fully machined. That's why they call it a milled AK-47. It's the original. The action is extremely smooth on the milled ones. It's like butter with these Tortord receivers, because everything's machined. But yeah, check that out. We have these actually live, and we have a really cool website link for these also, where you can actually go on there and pick out the exact parts kit you want. You can click on a drop down, scroll down. I think we have like 90, 100 kits up there right now. A lot are sold out. You can scroll on the actual picture, see the actual kit you're going to order, and then select how you want it built up. We want it built up as a barreled action. You want a full build. You want to have it custom blued. You want to have any engravings done to it. They're all going to come regardless with the matching serial number receiver and parts kits with the year on it. That's it. Now the next thing I want to talk to you about is the AKM. In the mid-60s, Poland modernized their production of the AK, and they switched over to this sheet metal AKM receiver. And the rest of the world the rest of the Soviet Union was doing it also at this point. The Russians, the Romanians, and Hungarians, and East Germans, they were all doing the stamped AKMs at this point also. And we have a pretty exciting offering for these. We're currently out of stock, but we're going to relist them. We actually have original imported Polish receivers that are actually made entirely in Poland under the old Polish Radom military tooling, and they're heat treated, the rails are installed, everything in Poland. We just have to do some minor cuts, and on these we actually sent these off to Childers to do the finalized cuts to turn them into 100% receivers. And they not only have an original 100% Polish receiver, but they also have the original Polish FB Radom barrel, which is hammer forged and chrome lined. So it's a very robust barrel. It's rated for a lot more rounds than a button rifle barrel, and it's essentially an all Polish rifle. You got a Polish parts kit, you got a Polish receiver, you got a Polish barrel, and it's the same thing we do with the milled ones, where we offer it for $9.99 as a barreled action, where it's fully built essentially, but it doesn't have the trigger group installed, or it doesn't have the wood furniture on it. Or for an extra $300, we do everything. We install the trigger group, We put the furniture on. Most of the extra payment is the tax. We have to pay the tax once it's fully assembled. So that's where most of the money's going to at that point. The labor is not much from the difference between the two. But this is our AKM, started production around 66. And this is the modern one that was still used by some National Guard units over there, 762 by 39. And then we have a little gap in history right here. We had the WZ-88 Tonto briefly, which would have been right here. That was when Poland went to 545 by 39. It was very brief. And 88 is when the model was, so they started producing around 88, 89. And then around 96, they joined NATO and they went to 556. And in 1997, they started producing the Beryl right here, 556. And this is the current rifle they still have over there right now. And these are actually made entirely at the FB Radom factory. We don't have to bring them in as parts kits. These are brought in as parts kits and reassembled in the United States using the required number of parts we need to. These are actually built entirely at the factory, and then all we do is a simple conversion. We just CNC cut out the magazine well from a single stack to a double stack, and then we add the required number of US parts. But the rifle itself is entirely built at the military factory. This is what we call the full military package we have, and this has all the original accessories on it and everything that you would have gotten if you were serving in the military and issued out one of these. We offer these as a full package, and we offer a layaway plan for people because we know times are tough. You can buy these for $200 a week for over 10 weeks. They're in stock right now, which is they're hardly ever in stock, so they're not going to last long, I'm sure. But this is the 556 version. There's also a 762 by 39 Nigerian military export version, which we're out of stock on right now. But this is the model being used in the Polish military right now. And as you can see, we added the left side selector right here onto this one. It's non-functional, it's just decorative. And got this telescopic stock right here. But yeah, come get one. This is a cool little evolution of all of the three versions of the rifles that they did, minus the WZ-88. If you have any questions, please send us an email to sales@armsofamerica.com. Thank you very much.